Hello lovelies, welcome back to the channel. Welcome if it's your first time. Thank you to everyone for tuning in to my video today. I have a little tutorial. It's something that you've probably already seen around the junk journal YouTube traps, but I'm doing it anyway because I've already started it, and it kind of made an appearance in a couple of other videos and then didn't get around to doing it, so I'm doing it now, and just going to get on with it. Okay, so I have already started it. So this is it. It's going to be just a little tag or journal card booklet. I'm not sure. That's about the size of a journal card, or I could do it a wide stumpy tag just poking out the top maybe. I'm not sure, but I'm going to put some pages in it just to make it like a little mini notebook. I'm definitely not embellishing these pages. I'm only going to put a pocket on the two inside covers, and there's pockets here, so I'll need to make the bits that go in them, and that's pretty much really all I need to do today apart from putting the pages in. So what I can tell you is how I made it is in my to-do box I had an end piece of an A4 envelope. So it's literally half of the envelope that I had in my to-do box, and what I did, I just did a collage on one side, and then on the inside I just glued a napkin. Just really easy, so it doesn't really need a tutorial, I don't think. It's just so easy to do it. So out of one A4 envelope you'll get two of these little booklets. Of course you don't need to use an A4 envelope. You can use a paper bag, one that's, you know, wide enough for you to fold and create a booklet with, and that the front and back covers are wide enough for you to put in a tag at least. Of course it doesn't need to be as wide as this. It could be like a smaller, if it's a bag it'd be smaller most likely, but you could use any bag. It doesn't have to be a brown paper bag or anything like that. You can use any paper bag, one from the chemist, or you know, somewhere where you've been given a paper bag to put things in, and just collage on both sides to cover up any business names and stuff like that. So that is all fairly self-explanatory. I could stitch down the spine. This is a variation for you. I'm not doing it, but I could stitch down the spine now before putting the pages in. Put all my pages together and just put a hole at the top and bottom of the pages, and of the cover as well. So, you know, you'd want to have the holes in the same spot. They'd all want to be syncing up together. And then you could use some ribbon to thread through, or some string, and thread through, and then tie a bow at the top, or bring it to the center and tie a bow there. whatever you would like to do. Another variation is you could put the hole at the top and bottom and use hat elastic to thread your stitched signature through, so then the signature again is removable. If you did it with a ribbon, it could be removed and a new set of papers put in, so then the cover is reusable. I'm not doing that though. I'm just going to do it this way. So I've got my pages here and a couple of extra bits. Whether or not I use them, I don't know. I've also got a couple of flips just to add a bit of extra paper into. I don't know if I'm going to use that. I don't want to make it too thick. So where's my little booklet? I need it for the size. I'd like to leave those holes on this graph paper, so I'm going to bring it to that edge, and I'm just going to do it, mark it that way, and I'm just going to tear it down that edge. I should have done this, all the folding and then all the tearing, but never mind. I'm going to do it this way now. Alright. And the height is, I'm going to have some pages that are a bit shorter than the others, just to have some variation, but you can have them all the same size if you want. I'm not putting in a huge amount of pages, just a couple. So that's for one of my flips. It'll have to be that way because I want the holes on the edge, just for a bit of interest. Yeah, so I'm going to do a flip there, and probably a tuck spot. I think I'll do my flip the same height, just well, it doesn't need to be. Yeah, I will, because it's actually just make it easier. So that I will glue together after, when I'm putting it all together. Now, did I want this as a flip? I think I do. But I'm going to do this one differently. I'm going to fold this over like so, and I'm going to glue that to the edge of a page. Right, so then I've got where's my book? Now I need to do it this way. It's about that wide. And I could turn that in so it's one the page will fold out, essentially. Okay, so the height is about there. How have you all been? I hope you've all been well. I'm sorry I haven't been on. I've just had too much going on, and I just wanted to have some time for myself and not have to worry about having to do videos. Just measuring up this page. And I'm going to take that off. And the height is about there. I'm going to make it a tiny bit shorter. I'm not getting rid of any of the torn off pieces. I'm hanging on to those because I can use them. Okay, I think that's it. I think that was all of them. I might put one of these envelopes in as a little page thingy. If I turn it that way, I could have a tuck on one of the pages. Oh, that'd be really clever, wouldn't it? And it's so pretty just like it is. And then the so if I put it that way, yeah, okay, all right. So now I'm just going to put this together. Like so. Do I want to put it that way? Yeah, I will. And next, there's this one. And then I've got this one here. Okay, I have to change my mind. Sorry, but I have to do it. I'm going to put the first flip just in here. And then the next one, I'm going to pop in this side. turn that upside down. Sorry. Oh, ow. Oh. Ouch. Sorry, guys. I'm sitting at the desk rather awkwardly, and I was leaning on my left arm in a very weird position, and one of my nerves flinched. The nerves or the muscles in my left shoulder flinched on me. Now that has to be folded just a little bit further. Because it will not fit otherwise. And I need to take some of it off. Just a little bit. I think I'll take it off the top. Okay, now of course you can ink around your pages if you want to. You could ink around whatever you put in it. I don't think I'm going to worry about doing that. Okay, so that is all done. And I think I might need to make that folded page even smaller. Yes. Actually, yeah, I will need to make it even smaller. So I have to take that out. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, guys. Just bear with me, please. This is just all a bit fussy at the beginning because, you know, just working out where you want to put things can be, you know, not necessarily difficult, but you know, you want it all to coordinate together and fit really well, and it's still too wide. Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna take that bit off. Now you watch, the rest of the pages will be, there'll be other pages that'll be too wide. Yeah, what is that? Okay, it's just that. All right. Alright, so I'm not going to do a flip there now. I'll do the other flip somewhere else. That's just going to be a narrower page. That will go back in there. And then it will fit. And this flip will go on here, and that'll be the front page instead of a daggy tea-dyed page. So that'll be much nicer. Is it going to conflict? No. But I'm going to have to make this page a little bit shorter. Just so that it all fits together. And then this one. Need to see if you're going to fit in there. Yeah, all right, that'll do. Okay, so now I have to stitch it all in. And I'm not going to be overly elaborate on stitching. I'm just going to do a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. I think. Yeah, I haven't got any sari ribbon or silk ribbon or anything that's light enough for me to light as in the weight of it. That trim that I bought a while back from Which Craft Do You Do is cotton, and it's just a little bit too thick for doing a ribbon thread through and a bow and what have you. So I'm going to put one hole in about 1 centimetre, give or take, from the top, and one in the approximate middle. And then one from 1 centimetre from the bottom. Go in. Right. And now my needle is where? Oh no, where did, oh, there it is. I didn't put it away from last time. Oh, that was lucky, because it's the only one I've got. And I don't really want any extra, so it's 1, 2, and a fraction. I think to be safe, it's better if you do 1.5 times the length of your book. So, you know, you have the length and then that again 1.5 times. I just realised what I said and I thought, did that make sense? It didn't make sense to me. I hope it did to everyone else. Alright, so I'm going in through the centre hole from the inside because I want my knot on the inside, leaving a little tail so that I've got something to tie up with, and that it doesn't come all the way through. And then So I've gone through the middle, out the other side up to the top, and now I'm going all the way down to the bottom one for any beginners out there. And now I have to try and come back through the center hole without splitting my thread. Okay. And yeah, one tail on one side and one tail on the other, and pull it tight. And then do your knot. Left over right, right over left. And that will prevent your knot from slipping. And I'm using waxed thread, but if you don't have to, you can just use linen thread, but just run it through a piece of beeswax. And I'm going to trim that because we don't need all that. It's just a notebook. Okay. Okay, so that's that. All done. And I've just realised I've got the direction here on the spine. I hope I put that. Oh, I haven't glued it in. Oh, phew. That's right, I haven't glued it in yet. Oh, my lord. Okay, so that is going to glue onto there. Now, I could leave that as a tuck spot. Why not? So where's my little, got a little one here. So I'm just going to put some glue down 3 sides. Okay. I hope you've all been well. I haven't been keeping up with Mother Nature and all her carrying on, so I don't know who might be in the thick of natural disasters at the moment. If you are, I hope you're okay and your loved ones are okay. And that, now how am I going to do this? Like that. I didn't realise that Germany had some flooding going on. Germany and Italy have been in the thick of it all, which has been really quite a worry. It's just, you know, it's not good. Okay. So there we have a side tuck. And it's a flip as well. And it can be written on the other side. And then we have this other one. This needs to... I could leave it like that because that could be written on. Yeah, I will. I'll leave that there. And the other one, where will I pop that? I may as well put it on the end, that way the front and back pages are the same. So no, I don't want to. This is going to be even trickier because the pages are shorter. The page is shorter than the extended page. This is taller. So how am I going to do that? I'm going to pop that on there to work out where it is I'm putting it. I'm going to get it into position, and then I'm going to put some glue along the bottom, and I can see where the tea-dyed page starts and finishes. So I can just run some glue down there using a guide, that the page itself is a guide, and then across the bottom. Okay, hopefully that's a bit, I'll make a mess. I'll turn it over so I can see what I'm doing, and I forgot to put my thumb notch in. Okay, I'll leave that open to dry because it's gone over a little bit. I didn't put it exactly in the right spot. Of course not. Alright, so now I just need to create a couple of pockets. Alright, so going to use this paper that I've coloured here, and I just need to trim it off. So I'm putting one on each side. Okay. No, I'm going to trim that. I'm not going to worry about keeping it. I'm not keeping all my scraps at the moment because I have got way too much small pieces of paper, and no time to do any more masterboards at the moment, so I'm a bit overrun with small pieces of paper scraps. Alright, and then this one I'm going to pop. Now, because embossed paper is a little bit flimsy, I'm going to glue a protective back on it, and I'm just going to use my glue paper for that. So you don't have to cover the whole. If you're using embossed paper, you don't have to cover the whole back of it to protect it. You could put a paper ruffle or a piece of lace or something across the top, and that would be quite sufficient. I just don't want to go into all that for this particular little booklet. This is going to be just like an addition to a journal. It might be a freebie, or I might add it to the front of a journal. I'm not sure, but I'll probably add it to the front of a journal. Just as a little bit extra. Now I'm just going to cut that all out. Bit of, where is it? See, now I've made a little bit of a boo-boo. It was a little bit wet there, and when I was rubbing with my finger, I put a hole in the tea dyed paper. So now it's fixed. Okay. So now, in the front, I'm going to put one of these. So now I can put my thumb notch in. And glue it into the cover. And I don't want it too tight, so I'm just going to squish it in just inwards a little bit, just a tiny bit just from the top, and it gives it a bit of room. Okay, and now the back. Oh, I didn't measure it first. Oh well, it's going to be off center a little bit, or I could just wrap it round, I suppose. In which case I only need to do on that side and the bottom edge. Well, it's not exactly finished. I do want to do something on the front. So I did think that I've got this lady here. Might put her on there. And I've got this frame. So I thought putting her inside the frame would be really cool. So of course I need to cut off her shoulders. Alrighty. Cool. So I'm going to glue her onto the cover, and then I'll glue the frame over the top of her. I might put a couple of roses or something around her. Oops. Okay, now we need some glue on this. Get this exactly where I need it to be. Oh, I've changed the position a little bit, but that's okay. I can put roses there, no problem. It's all good. I have some little roses or something here. Yeah. I'll put that there. Definitely put that there. Too much glue near the edge. All right. And I'll trim this down a little bit. Like that. And is that going to work? Along there. Better take that big one off. Okay. Now, is it finished? I think so. I'm not even going to put a piece of lace or anything around it. I'm just going to leave it as it is. You could, if you want, you could put a wraparound tie around it if you like. You could tie it up with string or ribbon or lace. I might just put a journal label there, a small one. It might be a bit too small. Maybe this one. Up in there. Yeah. So, if you got a little bit of inspiration out of this piece of leftover envelope and leftover pieces of paper for collaging and stuff, then that is wonderful. I'm glad that you got some something out of it. So with these scrap pieces that I had left over, I am thinking what I could do is make like a scrappy pad that the papers can be torn off of and used as like little notelets or whatever. They don't have to be torn off, but you know, some people do. There. So actually I might just do that now. Yeah. It's just a little extra journal space. And I might tear this down. And add that in there too somewhere. Add one to the back maybe, and then one part way in. Okay, and then where is that? I have this scrap piece of pretty pink paper. I can fold that over like so. And I'm just going to staple it. So simple. I'll put 2 staples in. Like that. And trim off the edge. And just to cover up the staples there, I could put a label of some description. And I put it in the wrong spot. You can still see a staple, that piece of, oh, never mind, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not stressing over it. All right, and I'm going to just put that into here. Nope. I'm going to pop it in this pocket. I still have to put tags in, but I'm not doing them on the video. I'm just going to go and raid my stash. So I'll be back in a second. So that one can go in there. Actually, I might put it behind the other one, but I'm going to put some lace on it. Okay. I'm just going to scrunch it up like that, and I'm going to staple a bit of lace to the top of it. Okay, so that is going to go in there, I need to put a bit of this glue on here. This glue, if you put enough, if you mush enough on there, it'll grab that lace and it'll be fine, because it's quite fine lace. Okay, like so. Right, and then that is going to slide in there. And the other one, I just want that to stick out a little bit so that they can see that it's there. And one for the back. I'm going to pop this one on there. Okay. Right. I'm not going to worry about the other two pockets. I'm going to leave those empty so that they're available for whoever is going to be using this little journal notebook thingy. There we go. There. So it's got one, it's 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, a little tiny one, makes 14, 16, 18, 20, and that one is 21. 21 pages in the little notebook with 2 pockets to put notes and little tickets and things in. Maybe I might put some little tickets in there, I don't know. When I put it with a journal, I will see what I think. But that is my little Happy Mail free gift with a journal notebook. These make great little gifts to send to a friend if you're thinking of someone who you haven't seen for a long time. You could make one of these, and if they're like a close friend, you could make one of these and put a photo of you in them in the front pocket, and a little note to go with it, and send it on as a surprise. Cute. Thank you for coming along. I hope this video wasn't too long and too drawn out and boring, because it's, well, it's something that's been around for ages. So I look forward to having you back. Please let me know that you have been by giving me a thumbs up and putting me a comment. I do answer my comments, but definitely give me a thumbs up. I always need thumbs ups. Even if you give me a comment, I still need thumbs ups for the algorithm. So if you can support the channel by doing that, that would be wonderful. I'm going to sort this video out and then do another one. So bye for now, everybody. Peaceful blessings to you all.